Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to cover the second part of this the previous video, like steps involved in creating of the VM instance and installation of the airflow and running of the sample DAC. So if you haven't yet covered watching of the previous video, then you need to watch the previous video. The link is given in the description box. And if you have already covered it, then you can go along with this video. So in this video, I'm going to cover the steps like creating of the airflow DAC and testing it from the CLI, and then watching and monitoring the same DAC from the Webserver user interface. So let's get started all the steps one by one. So in this one, in the first step, like preparation of the DAC. So in order to prepare the DAC file which runs on the airflow environment, we need to follow certain steps. As this is the big process, and of course more explanation is needed, I created the new video, so which is already there in the channel, so you can check for that one and you can watch that. The link is going to be provided under this video in the description box. So in this demo, in step one is not going to be covered because so I have already made a video for this one. So preparing an airflow DAC is covered in that video. So each step is given in that particular video. Coming to the step two, testing the DAC from the CLI. Yes, while doing this one, certain steps to be followed. So that is going to be demonstrated. And in the step three, yes, monitoring of the DAC from the Webserver user interface. So which is very important in real times. That's the reason that is going to be covered. And I mentioned 90% is done. Why? Because in my previous video and even preparing of the DAC video also, I covered a lot more stuff. That is 90% is covered in those videos. So we have to, you need to watch those videos. So I said like it is 90% done. Just simply 10% job is remaining. That is testing the DAC from the CLI and even monitoring the DAC from the web server user interface, so which is very essential. So preparing of the airflow DAC, each step-by-step method is given in the previous video, and you can watch there. And right, so all the steps illustrations are given in that particular video. So before going on to the testing of the airflow task, so from the CLI, you need to even remember the previous steps that we have done in the previous videos. That is like creating of the VM instance from the GCP, and we install the airflow from the CLI. We started the schedule from the CLI also, and we started the web server user interface in the previous video, and now after that, we changed the metadatabase, which is the default one from the SQLite to the SQLite to the PostgreSQL, and the default executor that is sequential. We changed the default executor to the local executor, and I set the firewalls also, so which is very important. See, if you look at this one, so this is the VM instance actually spinning on this GCP platform under this project. This is the VM instance we created, and on this only we deployed created the airflow environment, and we are going to deploy the DAGs. And firewalls, coming to the firewalls, I have already created one firewall for this VM instance connect, and that is I gave one IP address for this one, but so if you give the IP address from that mission only, you can connect to this VM instance, and you can even check the web server user interface. But I created one more firewall for this environment. So here I gave this 0.0.0.0 forward/0. That means all the systems which connected over the network will be able to connect to this VM instance using this firewall. The port number, the priority port number is 8080. So that will be covered how to create the firewall is going to be covered later on. But this is the web server user interface. So we need to check this one in the final step, and just keeping this one. And now, so this is the very important. After giving the firewall setting, then we need to create the DAG file. So the DAG file is like this. I have already created this DAG file for this demo purpose. So it is having only one operator, that is Python operator. You can take a look at this Python operator. So this Python operator is useful for running the Python functions. So the Python function is here. Using this Python function, you can give the any or you can run any business logic here. But as is the demo, so I'm simply using this Python operator and I'm calling this my underscore Python function. And this function only prints a message. Hello, this is a Python operator task. So that is the thing happens with this particular tag. So in next step, so in order to testing of this tag, we need to follow these three steps. First of all, we need to activate the Airflow environment. So now I'm going to activate the Airflow environment. So this is the SSH browser. If you watch my previous video, there you will be, and you understood about the what SSH connection and all these things. And so from this one, you need to connect to the Airflow environment. And before that, you need to activate it, right? So activation is important. For this one, I need to get into the virtual environment. So in order to do that one, I am activating the virtual environment. That's good. So now we need to get into the Airflow home. So Airflow home, so the environment, which is very important. For this one, I am just getting to the Airflow environment. Now, if you check this one, you will be having all the required information. The PIDs that runs with the web server and the configuration file that is with the Airflow and even DB information and the tags folder, logs, and secrets, web server config file, each and everything is there. So out of this, for this demo purpose, we need to get into the tags folder. For this one, tags, yes, I got into the tags folder. If you check, is yes, we have one tag there, that is the test underscore tag. I'm not touching it upon, and I'm going to create the new tag file for this one, that is Python underscore tag underscore test. Very important test. This is the tag file I'm using. So you must remember Airflow's tags are written in the Python script. So Python tag.test.py, the extension .py is mandatory for the saving the Python scripts that related to the Airflow tags in .py extension files. So if you run this one, you will be having this window. Here you can develop your tag file. But in order to finish it quickly, and of course, I have already shown you the tag that I prepared for this one. This is the demo tag. So here we have one operator and one task. So let us copy this one and paste it in this particular file. So you can check the task dependencies at the bottom of this one. And of course, all the steps while preparing the tag is covered in one of the videos. So you need to watch that. So here I'm simply changing the tag ID here. So this is the tag ID. The tag ID is Python underscore operator. I'm just giving something like test underscore Python operator example. So very important. This is the tag ID. If you come down, you will be you will be having this option Python underscore task. This is the task ID for this particular Python operator. Very important. Why I'm mentioning these two at this moment, So while testing this one, these two parameters are very important. Test underscore Python operator. This is the tag ID and this is the task ID. These two are very important. That's the reason. Let us save this by simply clicking the Control X and then give the Y and enter. Now our tag file is saved. So Python underscore tag underscore test.py. Now we need to test this one. So we need to test it. The step one activating of Airflow environment is done, and of course even you can check here also. For example, you can start the Airflow db init command. So to start the Airflow db, and then even in other window you can even start the scheduler also if it is not running, and web server if it is not running, even you can start the web server at port number 8080. Those steps are already covered in the previous videos, so you can take you can watch them. if you have any queries for that. And navigating to the Airflow home directory, it is done, and running the task using Airflow command. So run the task using Airflow command. That means we need to test it. Very important. So I'm going to give the test command here. Clear it. Now airflow process test. This is the command we use to test the task of the DAG. Very important. With this one, we can test the task using airflow task test command. So after this, you need to provide the two parameters which are very important. That is tag ID and the task ID. Very important. So what is the tag ID for this one? So we have the task test underscore python underscore operator 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 underscore example. This is the tag ID, and the task ID is python underscore task. I have already shown you these two things. After this, you need to give the date on which it is going to be executed. I'm giving today's date only. This is 02. And now if you hit the enter button, you will be having some information. On looking at this one, you may feel like it gets failed. No, this message should be ignored. Very important. For example, if you check the message that is given by this environment, marking task as success, and even you can take a look at the print message. This is a Python operator task, which is there in the tag file in the Python task. So let us clear this one and run the same command once again. You can have the same print message, but without the other information. So now you have the same, right? So here it is very important. Hello, this is a Python operator task, and out of this you have the task execution details also, and very important one, marking task as success. Very important, and you have the execution date and the start date, end date, task ID, all these things. So that is very important. At this stage, you need to remember the test command. The test command is airflow task test command. Now let us do some small change in the tag itself. So we have the test underscore Python. Let us check the what is the tag actually before it. Python underscore tag underscore test, right? So you can use the down arrow, up arrow buttons. Yes. So let us get into this tag file. Here I'm going to change this print message because we need to change, modify it, right? Sometimes. So that's the reason I'm just simply changing this one. Hello. Thank you very much for watching all my videos. So keep watching my videos, and even or hit the subscribe button and share them with your friends. Very important. So let us save this one by giving the control X and then capital Y and enter button. Now let us check the task again. Now one more time I would like to type it. So here airflow task and test. What is the tag ID? So the tag ID is given here. You can take this one. The tag ID is here. So this is the tag ID, and you can paste it, and then give one space and copy the task ID which is here. And by default, it will be copied if you select something from this Linux machine and the VM instance from the GCP. Very important. Now the date on which is to be executed. Again, the same date. And if you hit the enter button, then you will be having the new message. That new message is this one. Hello, thank you very much for watching all my videos. Guys, it's very important. The airflow tasks test command is useful for testing the tasks from the CLI. So once this is done, we need to move on to the further steps. The further step is observing or monitoring the web server user interface. That means we need to observe the diagrams, task runs, and the logs. So I am going to cover these three things. Lot more stuff is there from the web server user interface also, but I'm not going to cover all of them in this single video. And here I am going to give you the basic idea about how to monitor the diagrams and tasks and even logs. So for this one, you need to move on to the web server user interface of your Airflow environment. So you need to have certain credentials to and open this web server user interface. And now I have all these things. So if you refresh this one, if you refresh this one, and you can come down. So here our DAG, which was deployed just before, and the test underscore Python underscore operator. This is the DAG we deployed in the previous test demo. And here, out of all this, you need to know about the main menu buttons. So these are the docs, admin, browse, security, analysis, cluster activity tags. It may vary for your environment setup, and so I do have all these things, but you may not find all these things on your web server user interface menu bar. And I do have the 53 tags running here. Actively, one tag is running. This is the active tag running because it is in the blue color. All are fast except this one. And now there is no tag is running at this time, and there is no failed tag at all. So coming to the others like tag and warner, runs, schedule time, lost time, next time, you will be having other information very important. This is the auto refresh button. You can toggle this one. If it is toggle, then it will be on the Airflow environment is going to be auto refresh. So the new tags will be populated on this web service interface from the tags back. So if you come down, so our the current tag is this one. I'm just making it active, and if I click on this one, you will be having this kind of picture. So here you will be having other options like grid view, graph view, and even the details of the this particular task and the code. Even you can open the code from this button also. In the new window, the code of this particular DAG file is going to be displayed here. So this is the DAG file we prepared, right? So for this one, and thank you very much for watching all my videos. So this is there here. And if you click on this button, even if you place your cursor on this one, you will be having the task ID status, and the status shows success, very important. One more, the very important is logs. In the logs, we will be having the log details, so whether the task is succeeded or failed or something like. Here, the marking the task as a success, very important, guys, and it returned the zero code, very important. If it is failed, then it will give other than zero, very important. And you don't have any downstream tasks also because the DAG script is having only one task, so that's the reason there is no upstream task and downstream task, and especially there is no downstream task. So this is from my side today. So from this one, you are able to understand the basic things like, regarding testing of the tasks from the Airflow environment and monitoring the tags and all these things, even the tasks also. A lot more stuff is to be covered. I will be doing multiple videos for the Airflow and other services from the GCP also. Please watch all of them. Thank you very much for watching this one. And the other one is like, so for example, if you have any queries, please reach me out at this Gmail. So lavu2018hani@gmail.com. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much.